And it's been a tense 2 days.
KCAL 9 political reporter Tom Waite joins us with an update on some key states. Tom.
Hi there, Pat and Juan. Yeah, there is so much to get to tonight. We don't have a definitive answer at this point, but we are getting closer to getting a sense of where this is going possibly. All right, let's start out here at our electoral scoreboard. 253 to 213 for President Trump. So where does this put us right now? Let's start in Georgia. That's a good place to start because it's so close there. You can see there 49% to 49%. What that basically means is there's about an 1,800 vote gap between the candidates. 16 electoral votes there in Georgia. Now, the way that's been trending is Joe Biden is getting more votes because what they're doing is they're counting those mail-in ballots, and they have been trending way far in favor of Joe Biden as opposed to President Trump, which is why Biden has been able to close the gap. We'll have to see. Many of those votes are probably going to be counted overnight and maybe into tomorrow morning. There's somewhere around the area of 10 to 14,000 left, so we'll just have to see how that plays out. Let's go next to a really interesting section of the country, that blue wall that we told you about a number of times, starting in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. We've called Michigan, we've called Wisconsin, but Pennsylvania is the wild card here. Here's the big issue as you look at these vote totals. Right now, it's 50 to 49%. They're only separated by about 24,000 votes in Pennsylvania at this time. And here's why this is such a huge deal. Just last night, the president had a massive lead in Pennsylvania. But because the state couldn't start counting their mail-in ballots until Election Day, that's why they're counting those ballots now, and they overwhelmingly favor Joe Biden. The numbers are trending in his favor. We'll see if he has enough to get over the hump. There's still a number of ballots to be counted there, including in Philadelphia, which is a huge Democratic hub. All right, let's travel across the country and go over to Nevada. Now, Nevada is an interesting situation. Arizona, because Arizona's doing something different than we've seen in other parts of the country. It's trending toward the president as opposed to trending away from him. The president has picked up votes there as they continue the ballots, counting the ballots there. Right now, Biden is still leading 46,000 votes about that area. But like I said, as they're counting the ballots there, they seem to be doing the opposite as of what they've done across the country. So Arizona is another one to watch. And then let's look at Nevada here. Here is Nevada. That has 6 electoral votes. Nevada is another critical state for both candidates, really, as we only have about 4 left to be called. About 400, let's see, just a few points separate the two. I think I wrote down 438 votes. I think I wrote 1,400. In any case, it's very close there between the two. Joe Biden is in the lead, but it's very, very close. Now, here's the way this all breaks down and why it's so important to pay attention to this. If Joe Biden can continue to hold his lead in Arizona and Nevada, that would mean he would win the presidency because he would reach 270 electoral votes. Let's say he doesn't hold his lead there, but then he wins in Pennsylvania. That would be enough to take him over. That would take him over the electoral hump there. If now President Trump holds on to Pennsylvania, that's a necessity. He has to hold on to that to take control of this election as it is now, because he's losing right now in Arizona and Nevada. We'll see if he can hold, if Biden can hold that, but if President Trump can hold Pennsylvania, that would be a major feat. Tonight, he spoke out from the White House. He seemed very upset, a lot of grievances, as he said he thought some of the vote was rigged. President Trump tonight unloading after the electoral map tightens. He spoke today for the first time since an early morning press conference yesterday. He unleashed a torrent of false statements and disinformation.
If you count the legal votes, I easily win. If you count the illegal votes, they can try to steal the election from us.
Among many other grievances, he railed against the pre-election polls.
Phony polls, I have to call them phony polls, fake polls, were designed to keep our voters at home, create the illusion of momentum for Mr. Biden.
Soon after the president's press conference, Joe Biden tweeted, "No one is going to take our democracy away from us. Not now, not ever. America has come too far, fought too many battles, and endured too much to let that happen." The former vice president also spoke briefly earlier today, exuding confidence but not declaring victory.
In America, the vote is sacred. Each ballot must be counted. And that's what we're going to see going through now.
Several races have razor-thin margins. In Georgia, the president holds a slim lead. Tonight, the president's son, Donald Jr., who was in Atlanta, lashed out at the close vote.
But I've been watching this all over the country. when I hear there's a deadline and then magically boxes appear later. We know that's against the law.
Biden leads in the western states of Arizona and Nevada, but the margins are tighter with the president gaining in Arizona.
We want to make sure that we're being accurate. The results in the state of Nevada obviously are going to be very important to the entire country, and that is our #1 goal.
The Trump campaign has filed multiple legal challenges across several states, with the latest filed in Nevada.
We firmly believe that there are many voters in this group of mail-in people that are not proper voters.
We are not aware of any improper ballots that are being processed.
President Trump is celebrating a ruling in Pennsylvania, which allowed Trump campaign officials to observe the vote count. His lead over Biden in the Keystone State has shrunk as outstanding ballots from Democratic-friendly areas continue to be counted.
We're not leaving till we witness every single vote that transpires in here.
But the Trump campaign's litigation strategy also hit setbacks Thursday. A Georgia court dismissed a lawsuit over absentee ballots, and in Michigan, a judge denied the Trump campaign's request to halt ballot counting. All right, so there you have it. Let's take one more look at the vote count there in Nevada, 49 to 49% there, with Joe Biden with 11,000 vote lead there in that state. We didn't get a lot of updates from Nevada this morning. We got a big batch of votes, but really haven't gotten much this evening. So we'll keep an eye on Nevada and the rest of the country. Both the Biden and Trump campaigns have mounted huge fundraising efforts online to help pay for legal challenges as the 2020 election count continues. And CBS News has learned the president's son-in-law and advisor, Jared Kushner, is actively searching for a campaign legal spokesperson to spearhead its election litigation strategies. Juan, back to you.
All right, Tom, thank you.